Episode 80 of Undrafted Amateurs. And this will be our final episode for now at least. For now at least. So we're going to jump into it more later. The Undrafted Amateur brand, like as a whole, the things we're doing, drafts, all these things, I don't think are going anywhere anytime soon. But we're going to pause the podcast for a little while, so we're getting into that later. But it is a full circle event right now with Alan as a co-host of the podcast.
It is. So the first episode I was on, I'm terrible with technology, by the way, if nobody's heard this before. We've talked about it a few times. First episode I was on, the software we used to record it, I needed a new Google Chrome because, of course, I haven't updated my Google Chrome in ages. I believe I also needed a new iOS for my Mac.
Yeah, you hadn't updated anything. You also didn't have room to update anything.
I don't.
So
what like if I'm not having problems, I'm not updating. You know, like sometimes you hit an update and then it gives you problems. So, you know, I was just trying to prevent problems. But when it was time to update, we had to go through and delete like gigabytes worth of stuff for me to be able to
keep in
update.
mind, we're in different cities. So I'm FaceTiming Alan, walking him through how and what to delete off his
I know how to
computer.
delete stuff, but it was like, what do I delete? There's probably a bunch of stuff on here I don't need.
How to find what to delete
There you go.
was more of what
that
it
was very helpful, but it
Gotta
seriously
say.
took us probably 3 hours.
Yeah.
Maybe more.
I think it was around 3 hours from when we started to when we'd finally gotten things set up. And then it was a little bit more before we started
I
recording.
mean, the things you can do within 3 hours are plentiful. Cook dinner for the whole week. You can drive from Rock Hill to Myrtle Beach or Charleston. You could probably...
you can be like 250 miles
some
away.
people run a marathon in 3 hours. So, I mean...
Which is crazy, but yeah.
And I'm just sitting here deleting stuff off my laptop. But the reason we're bringing that up is because since this is our last episode for now, I hopped on and it told me I needed to re-update my Google Chrome. I was like, here we are, back with my old friend. But this time I didn't have to delete anything off my laptop. So we have grown a lot.
Yeah, it was
since
much quicker. Yeah, because you had to delete everything. Then you had to update iOS. Then you had to download Chrome.
Then I had to figure out how to use all the equipment, which really isn't difficult. It's just got a lot of flashing buttons. And when you're like me, you see flashing buttons and your head starts spinning.
Whoa!
Why is this flashing?
What is happening?
So, we've learned a lot, come full circle, and it didn't take but maybe 3 minutes this time. So
Yeah. I saw, I'm not going to lie, I saw the text come through that said, I need to update Chrome. And I'm like, oh man.
You thought it was over. You were like, dude,
I thought
this episode isn't going to happen.
We're ending on episode 79, but it didn't. Also, just grab a sip of this. For some reason, I've been on a Diet Coke kick. Caitlin got some?
Dude, I like Coke Zero. I tried a Diet Coke last night. I don't know. It just tasted like it had been opened for a while. It also might have been just a bad one.
Might have.
Did they still taste like pretty carbonated typically? I don't know that I've ever had a Diet Coke.
It seems carbonated to me.
Yeah, I think the other one was just like open for a while or like maybe it wasn't sealed all the way. It was pretty gross. It just tastes syrupy, but
It's kind of, it feels less sweet than normal Coke, which I don't like because it makes my teeth feel weird. Like I'm still not, I've just had like the last couple of days because we've had them.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be a kick that's over in a week, but right now I'm drinking Diet Coke, which doesn't feel like me. But here we are.
I was on that with Coke Zero for a while, and I'm kind of off of it now, but it's kind of...
You were slamming some abroad.
Yep. It's kind of just a nice refresher. It's 0 calories, right?
Yeah. 0 calories, zero
damage,
sugar. Yeah, except for I saw it could lead to type 2 diabetes. Okay, or what's the other thing I saw?
Sue me.
There was a study done where in one case that could have been correlated. Something like that.
I'll have to look at that. But it's definitely not as bad as sugar. So
Exactly.
we'll take the win.
Sugar is just bad.
Yeah, sugar's bad. But anyway, to circle back. Ooh, that sounded very... I hate circle back.
Corporate-y.
I hate that word.
I've been using it a lot.
But to bring it back around... Last episode for now, but we got some big stuff on the way. If you haven't checked out the travel vlogs, you definitely should because it gives you a little look at what we got to do. A lot of fun stuff. Joe did a great job. Like I said, you can't really mess up the Majorca one because it's just beautiful. So
it was beautiful. And like, I guess let's go ahead and there. So part of the reason we're stopping the podcast right now. Like the way that I think both of us been viewing it is like Undrafted Amateurs is a brand of just adventure, fun, like entertainment, some sports mixed in. And that isn't going anywhere. The podcast is just like an avenue of us doing it. So we're thinking about still doing drafts and things that we'll be posting on social media. We're going to hopefully then have more time to do vlogs like what we just did, which I think for me personally, I get more excited about.
Yeah.
Like just having a cool idea and going to do it instead of talking about doing it, just doing it.
And then you get to do a video of it.
So we talked about it on an episode in the past about trying to get a world record. And so I think that's like on the horizon in the next year, hopefully. So that could be a vlog. There should be a lot of fun stuff like that. So I'm pumped. A little sad that we're not doing the podcast, but
I think we're still going to do a lot of cool stuff, put out some cool content. That being said, if you really enjoyed our football stuff last year and you want us to do that this year, please like let us know, because I would love to like see, you know, if people did enjoy that, because I love talking about football. I know you like talking about football. If people like that, that might be a good time to kind of try some more stuff.
That's true, because we're, in addition to just like clips for social media, one avenue that we haven't really explored but want to would be like 5-10 minute conversations on YouTube specifically. I mean, we could post them on Spotify and whatever too. Mm-hmm. So if there's like a topic, a couple questions that people wanted going into the season, we're open to things. We're just having to scale back the quantity of our every week stuff so we can do more exciting one-off things.
Yes. And we got to train for the world record. We got to make more time for that.
We got to get fit.
Have you been biking any?
Yeah, a decent amount.
Nice.
Not as much as I should. Been hitting it for a decent amount of my hit cardio though.
I haven't biked.
Hitting some sprints on the bike.
I haven't biked once since we talked about it. But I've been running a ton, so that's going to translate over.
So you could run 260 miles in a day.
Running and biking are pretty similar.
Yeah. I run an average of 23 miles an hour. Speaking of, for the draft, should we do track and field events when we get there?
Ooh, I do love some track, and I love some field, so I think we should.
Did you watch? I'm jumping all over the place. So
I'm following you.
Did you watch any of the All-Star Game?
I watched a couple innings of it. It looked like everybody was just hitting nukes from what I saw.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we were 3 or 4. Nukes were hit for sure, but the uniforms needed to be nuked.
I didn't like them. I didn't know where you were going with that.
I did not like them at all.
No, I turned it on.
I didn't know. I was trying to connect it.
Is this the right channel? Because this looks pretty rough.
I feel like they've been getting weirder and weirder. And I turned it on. I was looking on a phone. I couldn't tell if it was like highlighter red or highlighter pink for the AL. Yeah. And then the NL looked like a weird Marlins alternate uniform. Like, it was weird.
The NL was better than the ALs, I think.
Yeah. I just didn't like. I didn't
like the hats for sure. On either, I didn't like either of the uniforms, but I thought the NLs was better.
Can we just bring it back to like a classic gray and white with everyone wearing their team hats?
Yeah, I like the team hats.
I like that.
That is,
or better. You know, like how for like 4th of July, how like the MLB has a red, white, and blue color scheme hat, and it's all for like the team, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like the Braves hat, but it looks the same as like a Nationals hat, just a different logo. Mm-hmm. You could do something like that, really clean for an All-Star game.
You know what I would like to see is Wounded Warrior Project, like they did at South Carolina a while back. Those were nice.
But yeah, just make it something clean. That like cool. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the sales are through the roof on this, but I wouldn't want to wear that hat or that uniform.
That was the first thing I thought when I turned it on. It's like, that's an ugly hat. Like, nobody looks good in that.
Yeah. Not as rough as the anthem the day before, though.
Bro, that might be the worst national anthem I've ever heard. I thought it was a joke at first when I saw the video of it. It was tough.
Thought it was a bit.
The girl did, though, come out and say that she was really drunk when she did it, and I think she checked into rehab, so hopefully everything is okay there. Whoever was in her corner definitely should not have let her go up there and sing like that, because that was terrible.
It starts out bad, but then very quickly it goes from bad to this is a joke, right? So like you said, hopefully she's okay or will be okay or all of that, but
they shouldn't have let her up there.
No.
We watched it right before this podcast, and yeah, a couple seconds in, Joe's face was like, and I was like, dude, just wait. It gets worse. And it does. So if you haven't seen it, check Don't check it out.
It'll give you a good laugh for sure.
It'll give you a good laugh.
I didn't get to watch the home run derby until I was just watching or like looking at articles right afterwards, catching winners and losers and stuff like that. And the first thing every article said was loser, national anthem.
Loser. Dude, here I got a would you rather. We've talked about this one on the pod too. So we've talked about throwing out a first pitch.
Mm-hmm.
With all the pressure that comes with that. There's obviously a lot of pressure that comes with singing the national anthem. Would you rather throw the first pitch left-handed with your non-dominant hand, and nobody knows you're using your non-dominant hand, or sing when your voice is like just so hoarse that you can't even, you're just squeaking? Like you got...
to how many people?
No, at the All-Star Game.
Oh, left-handed.
Yeah. You got like a puberty voice singing.
Yeah, I'll take the left-handed throw all day over that.
I don't know if I can have the whole nation thinking that I throw like I do with my left hand, because it looks,
What you do is you just do the Gronk spike. But that might be a cheat code. So even still.
Does your spike left-handed even look cool, or does it still look mega sissy? Because I don't think I can spike very well left-handed.
I think you could get it. How much prep time do you have? Because I think that I could dial it in.
It's on the spot. You walk up
on the spot.
You're just watching the game, and they're like, "Hey, you have to do one of these two things."
I still think the throw.
I think I would sing,
because you can just like toss it in like that, like you're just mailing it in.
Yeah,
you can't. One, it would be like disrespectful to mail in the national anthem.
That's true. Didn't think about that.
And if you weren't, then it just looks really embarrassing. But the throw, you can just like keep it kind of casual, like you're playing it cool, Joe Cool.
Right. And that's over quickly.
Yeah.
That's like, mess it up and you're done.
The anxiety that you would be feeling in the anthem.
That's a long time to hold it. Yeah.
What would you do?
I think I would pick the throw too. My left-handed throw isn't terrible. And it's probably better than some of these people I've seen try to throw a first pitch. But yeah, suffering through an entire national anthem would be tough.
To that point though, of worst, like people have had worse first pitches, even the really, really awful ones, they don't really mean that much anymore. Right. But look at this national anthem. And if you had one like this or worse.
Yeah. There was one in the basketball, it might have been an All-Star Game too, that was really, really terrible a couple years ago. Do you remember hearing that one?
Yes, I can't remember.
Was it? I don't want to say. Was
I
it
remember.
Fergie?
I don't remember it. Was it? I don't
want to put
remember.
Fergie down like that if it wasn't, but that's what I thought it was.
I don't remember anything about it. I just remember there being a bad one.
I just remember like players looking at each other and like kind of chuckling. It's like, is this real?
Oh, dude, that would be so hard not to laugh during that. You're like side-eyeing each other, and then you're trying to not side-eye because, man.
Anyway, getting away from the All-Star Game, what'd you do this weekend?
We were dog sitting.
Dogging.
So we dogging. We were watching one of our friends' dogs because she was out of town. And then my cousins in Hawaii, so his wife and their dog came down. So I had a full house with dogs all weekend, which it started Thursday to Monday. I came in on Thursday. They're nice dogs, but really rambunctious and loud when you just walk into a room. So when you're like trying to get work done and you're walking in, got kind of chaotic for a little bit. The first night, I was like working till around midnight, went to sleep, got woken up throughout the night several times by the dog. 5:30, I'm like, I'm done with this. Went and slept on the couch. And every other night this weekend, I slept under my desk right here on the floor.
You just slept on the floor?
Yeah, in this office, under the desk.
Why?
I'm like, I'm getting my sleep in because I'm tired of the dogs waking me up, but just put me in a bad mood.
You can't just put them in a different room?
Well, because one of the dogs was downstairs, Heather was in the guest room, and then the dog we were watching, Caitlin wanted in our room. And so like literally just like popped up and pawed me in the face a couple times. I'm like, no, I can't be doing that.
Oof, dude. That's tough. How many dogs was it? 3?
There's 2. There's 2 dogs. 2. But so like a golden retriever and a German shepherd. So like some big personality dogs.
Yeah. I saw Caitlin post a picture that said something like, Joe does love dogs. Is that true?
Is that me? I was sitting on a knee petting it. I enjoyed the dogs when I wasn't doing anything else. So I was like hanging out playing with them.
Right.
I would reward them when they listened to me with a pet. And then if they didn't, I would stand up and say down.
Right.
That's great.
Yeah.
They listened to me, which I liked. It was kind of a power trip, to be honest.
You like being in charge.
Down.
Huh?
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
But yeah, it's tough when you can't sleep with dogs. I had that last night. Copper and Penny were both in my bed. And a lot of times Copper doesn't want to get up there if Penny's there because he's a very like sensitive dog. He gets a little jealous about stuff. He's like, she's up there. I'm not going to go up there. But the last couple of nights he's been coming up there and he's like on one side of me and Penny's on the other side. So if I try to like roll over, I like wake one of them up and then they walk around the room or walk around the bed and go back down. And it is tough to sleep when they're doing that. So
yeah, I mean, the dog wasn't in our bed, but even still.
Oh, it wasn't in your bed?
No, it just kept jumping up on me from the floor, popping me in the face.
Wake up, Joe. I'm trying to play.
Like, dang. I don't care if you wake up early. Just don't wake me up early.
Amen to that.
And you know me. I don't like my mornings. I don't like them one bit.
This man, I don't know if you've ever seen a sunrise. All those sunrise videos from the vlog about Mallorca, Joe was plumped, boy. He ain't getting up for that.
Yeah, if you notice it, it's just you in any of those videos because I am out of commission.
And we got some good footage then, though.
Yeah, it was kind of
because
nice.
Sunrises are cool, Joe. People like sunrises.
I just didn't know there was a pre-glow. I would be down if that wasn't even before.
You tried to tell me that sunrises were the worst part of the day, and that's just not true.
No, I didn't say the worst part. I said it's dreary after sunrise, which it kind of is. It's just kind of blah.
What's the worst? What's the worst part of the day then?
There ain't no bad parts of the day. Every second's an opportunity.
There you go. Remember that next time you sleep till 9.
It's an opportunity to sleep. Think about that.
Touche.
Well, did you see BA asked for the trade, Brandon Aiyuk? It's a little bummer. Switching to sports.
Yep, did see that. How you feel about that?
Wait, what'd you do this weekend? You were just talking about dogs. Did you do anything else?
Ooh, yeah. I went down to Charleston to look at wedding venues.
Ooh.
May or may not have locked up a date.
Say more.
Do you want
Say
to
less.
hear the date?
I want to hear the date. I didn't know. Can I ask?
It's January 18th.
Dang, that's exciting.
Cold weather. 6 months and 1 day from today.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
And it's going to be downtown Charleston, like by the marina. So I'm pumped about that. It's like on the water at the marina.
Venue locked in?
Locked in.
Dude, that's sick.
We're doing it January 18th.
So it's
you busy that day?
Successful weekend. Yeah, I got a wedding.
I just asked you on air. You trying to be in a wedding?
I mean, kind of nice. I wouldn't hate it.
Let's go.
There it goes. I'm so pumped about that.
We got one down.
I was hoping for at least February, like at the latest, but I got January.
January 18th, dude. Coming up
That's
quick.
awesome.
So now we got to hit a Bachelor trip pretty soon. Undrafted Amateurs Bachelor Trip Edition.
You got to get shreddy before then.
Getting close.
Getting close.
Getting real close. Where should we go for the Bachelor trip?
Somewhere warm and sunny.
Yep.
So you can be a golden bronze come January 18th.
Yeah, that's the only thing about January. Like, I'm not trying to go into it looking pasty.
Hey, that's why we just got to go somewhere sunny before, right?
Yep.
Give you a week out there baking in the sun.
A whole week? Bachelor week?
That would be sick.
I'm down. I mean, I don't got anything else to do.
A whole month out there? We'll just quit everything we're doing, go out there?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a job right now. And I shouldn't get a job before then, right? Just Bachelor.
Yeah.
Bachelor.
What does Elaine say about that? Bachelor year.
We'll let her, if she listens to this, she'll get to respond to it. If not, then she doesn't even know that's the thought.
Right now, CTA for Elaine.
Yeah.
If you disagree and think that Alan should get a job, you have to text disagree to both of us.
You have until...
No period. No punctuation. Just all lowercase disagree. If we don't get that, that's your confirmation Alan should not get a job.
You have 5
January.
days from release date to respond. 5 whole days.
Yeah. 5 24-hour periods.
You know what I think's going to happen is her dad's going to listen to this and he's going to text her and be like, yo, you got to text this.
I kind of hope that does happen.
Shout out, Bob. I hope you're still listening because this is your chance.
Yeah, this is a big test for people.
Yeah.
See how many, honestly, anyone can vote. Agree, all lowercase to one of us, or disagree, all lowercase. No punctuation.
Ooh.
If it's got any punctuation, it won't count.
I like that. All lowercase, no punctuation.
Yeah.
No exclamation points, no question marks, no periods.
We don't like grammar.
Nope.
And if it's really bothering you, then you want to say like agree, you could send A in a capital letter, then a new text, agree, all lowercase, no punctuation, and then you can send a period in a third text. But the middle text for the algorithm, it's got to be all lowercase, nothing in there.
Yep, that's the only way we're voting it.
This is a full episode of nonsense going on.
This will be fun. Hey, you want to hear something even more nonsensical?
Yes.
I just found out about it's not really a job, but it pays. So you can sell your stool for money. It's called humanmicrobe.org, I think it is. And they use people's stool for stool transplants. Dude, they pay if it's all right. So only 0.1% of people's stool qualifies.
Okay.
For their standards, because you have to be healthy. You have to have like certain microbes in your stool to be able to do the fecal transplant. But if you qualify, they pay you $500 per stool sample.
And how many can you do?
I don't know, but it said, the thing said people average $180,000 a year.
I mean, you know that I can produce. So I've got the factory set up that I can just be churning out.
Yeah, dude. So it's one stool a day if it's $180,000 a year. But
so
I can hit
test it,
2 or 3. Should we test it?
I mean, we should figure out if that applies to us.
Oh yeah, dude. I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna call them and say, send me the test kit.
Dude, if I could make $180,000 a year
just by doing something
what
I already do
3 to 5 times a day anyway.
Yeah, dude. What do you do for your job?
Undrafted Amateurs is adding a podcast and everything back.
Let's go. What do you do for your job? I just pooping.
What about you? I mean, I do that too, but like, what do you do like for work and money? Nah, it's pooping.
Nah, just poop twice a day. I found out about it this morning, and I'm really gonna act on it. You should too.
Yeah, no, seriously.
It said like healthy, young. I don't know if I really apply for young anymore. It said less than 30, so we're still there. And it said in good shape. So I think we're in decent shape.
Yeah, let's test it.
We'll test it. We should make a video of that, a little vlog. Dookie vlog.
It gets shadowy. Don't worry, we won't be showing anything. For the experience. What's up?
You gotta show the whole process.
We're document. Brandon Aiyuk, let's go there though, because this is gonna go.
Yeah, let's hear what you got to say about it.
I don't really have a lot to say, except for I saw that the Patriots tried to hop in on it, get a trade, and the 49ers were like, nah, see ya, bye. Which is probably good news for you as a Dolphin.
I'm not worried about the Patriots, no matter what they really do at this moment. Be more worried about the Bills and Jets, I guess.
But, I mean, obviously I don't love it. But from his standpoint, I understand he's expecting big money, which is fair because he's been putting up big money stats. 49ers extended Christian McCaffrey and haven't gotten farther with him. So I feel like he's feeling disrespected there, which I get. Obviously want him to come back. I feel like they could franchise tag him too.
Yeah.
So I feel like I don't think he's going anywhere, but it's just never the most fun when a player requests a trade.
Who was the dude that broke out in the playoffs last year for y'all?
In the playoffs.
Not even in the Super Bowl. He had a really good game.
Oh, Juwan Jennings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe turn to him a little more. Still got Debo, McCaffrey. I mean, you don't have like lack of weapons, you know?
No. And yeah, I feel like my only question, and this is no disrespect to Brandon Aiyuk, But like, I don't know, like in a lot of ways, the system is set up really well for an athletic receiver to thrive there. When you've got Debo on the other side that's doing everything that he's doing, Christian McCaffrey, obviously like Brock Purdy, like you call it in the system quarterback, like you can kind of the system's set up that everyone thrives now based off of each other. So I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't know. Is he that big of a difference maker, or is he a really good player in a great situation?
Yeah. No, I agree. I think he's good, but that is a really good situation to be in. Like he's not I wouldn't say like a clear-cut number one on that team. You know,
Right.
they go to him a lot, but they also have Debo.
Right. And so if he's looking at stats and expecting Justin Jefferson kind of money, like I don't think he brings that same value to the 49ers that Justin Jefferson does to the Vikings.
Oh, yeah.
And it would be interesting to see if he went to someone else, like say if the Raiders paid him that to go there. I don't know why I thought of the Raiders. I guess I'm wondering if Devontae Adams is going to go to the Jets. Anyway, like if he went somewhere else, would he be that same difference maker that a Justin Jefferson is? Not a Justin Jefferson. I just did that like stupid white reporter thing. A player like a.
Yeah. Is Devontae Adams looking at going to the Jets?
I don't know if he is or isn't. I've just seen that on a bunch of headlines lately.
Well, that would certainly change things in the
Garrett Wilson and Justin Jefferson.
Oh,
not Justin Jefferson. Garrett Wilson and Devontae Adams.
And Brees Hall.
Yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers. Okay, if that happens, I'll take back what I said about the Jets whenever I said it.
I'm still I'm curious about the Jets still.
I am too, but I just don't see them pulling it together. It's the Jets. That's what I'm hanging my hat on.
The Jets curse. Fair enough.
Just see them. They may come in second in the division.
They may come in second. How generous of you.
Make them in second. Dolphins are winning it. Speaking of the Dolphins and the Niners, we play on, I think, December 22nd.
Leave straight from there for your Bachelor month?
It's in Miami on December 22nd. If we went to Singer Island that weekend, we could just check out the game on the way out.
Dang, look at us planning it on air. Potential. A lot of potential.
Big. Fins up. Let's go.
Fins up. All right. Well.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Speaking of Dolphins, we got to talk about what happened at Hard Rock Stadium, earlier this week with the Copa final.
Oh, yeah, we do need. I saw that the Euro final was number 1, and then that was number 2 for the most watched non-World Cup soccer broadcast ever on Fox.
Wow.
Yeah.
I got into it a lot more this year, and I heard a lot more people talking about it, so it makes sense.
I watched half of the Euro final, the second half, the good half, because it brought the fun. But we'll start with Copa first.
Yeah. CONMEBOL is crazy. I think that's how you say it, the federation from South America. It's nuts, dude. Did you watch any of the Copa games?
Mm-mm.
The difference in watching the Euros and watching Copa is so crazy in terms of like reffing. Like in European soccer, you can barely touch somebody and you may get a yellow card. In Copa, you can just go wreck somebody and you might not even get a foul. Like it's nuts.
That's what I was watching the second half with guys that follow soccer a lot. And they were talking about that too, that I guess it's just so much more physical in the way they play it in like Latin America or South America and stuff, that it makes it that much harder to also be consistent as a ref. Cause you're like, all right, if this is going to be a yellow card, is this a yellow card for everything? Is this like,
yeah, you can't call everything a yellow card.
Right.
But you also can't call nothing a yellow card or it gets out of hand. And like in the semifinal game, Uruguay lost to Colombia. And the Colombia fans were like apparently all around the Uruguay's like players' families and were yelling at them and stuff. And they were yelling back and forth. And an all-out brawl broke out in the stands. And some of Uruguay's players like went up there and were punching fans and stuff. It was crazy. And then Did you see anything about the final at Hard Rock?
No.
They had to postpone the game it was like an hour 15 or an hour 30 because the fans outside were pushing on the gate so hard that they just had to let people in without checking their tickets. And like, it was an all out frenzy, dude. Like, it was a stampede. There were people climbing through the air vents, like the air ducts, and
No
just
way.
climbing over walls. And yeah, they seriously had to postpone it just for how crazy it was. And then, so they just opened up the floodgates, let whoever in, and then they closed them and didn't let anybody else in. Like, if you had a ticket or anything, it didn't matter. You just weren't allowed to come in. Like, if you made it through when everybody was frenzying, you were good. But if you had a ticket, like, you could have the best ticket in the house, and if you didn't make it in right then, you were getting denied. And apparently, they had like a ton of arrests. And I heard that Colombia's soccer federation president and his son got arrested during the frenzy. Like, I guess they were doing, I don't know what they were doing, but it was nuts, dude. Like, so out of hand. Stuff at Hard Rock got broke. Like, it was, you have to look up the videos. Crazy.
That's wild.
They're so crazy about soccer.
I was just learning about, I don't remember what decade it was in, but in England, kind of same thing happened where everyone like charged into the stadium and like too many people got packed in. And then there are like a number of deaths and stuff just from like all of that. So it makes sense how they had to cut it off once people like charged in. But do you know what happened if you bought a ticket and didn't make it in the stadium?
You just weren't allowed to come in. I think they're like working with maybe like the soccer federations and stuff to potentially reimburse those people. But as of right now, they haven't gotten any reimbursement or anything. They just weren't able to go in.
Oh, I'd be so livid if I was.
Yeah, imagine. That's some Delta stuff right there.
That's true.
Yeah, imagine how much that would suck. Like, you pay top money for a good ticket. You're excited to go support your country. You go to the gate. Sorry, people stormed the gate, took your spot. We can't do anything about it.
You're like, yeah, you can. What? What do you mean?
Go look at my seat, see who's in it,
and then
kick
say,
them out.
excuse you, this is my seat. Simple.
You would think. Nope.
You'd think.
Crazy
That's
stuff.
crazy, though.
Yeah.
Wild.
Pretty
I didn't know
wild.
that.
And then Argentina picked up the late win there with a late goal. So,
how was Shakira's halftime? Fire, I'm guessing.
Again, I don't really watch halftime shows, man. I didn't see it. I watched the entire game, and I think I walked the dogs at halftime. And yeah.
Fair. Well, in the Euro one, England lost, which was nice. So Heather, my cousin's wife who was here in town, is from Scotland. So she actually played golf with the McIntyre, the guy who won the Scottish Open, and England lost. You know, they don't like the British. So
Rightfully
she was
so.
You know, rightfully so
For Scotland.
So
yeah.
she was buzzing. So watched the second half of that game. It was a good time.
Heck yeah. Good weekend.
Yeah.
Go soccer.
Go soccer.
Not
But
calling
not
football.
Olympic soccer.
Not happening.
Yeah. No. Not Olympic soccer, though, because that's like what, 23U and with like a couple exceptions.
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
but the women's is still cool.
That is true. I wish that the World Cup was in the Olympics. Instead, you know what I mean? Like, I understand that if you like soccer a lot, that you want it to be the World Cup. I just wish the biggest stage of everything was always the Olympics. That would be sick.
That would be cool. Yeah, I hate how it doesn't even matter, but it still counts as a gold. So go out there and win it, U.S.
Exactly. Go win it, U.S. Speaking of, Olympics is like a week from today now. So
Sheesh.
We already said it. But for the draft, let's do track and field. We could have done swimming, but we'll do track and field for you because Alan's been running 4-minute miles out there every day in the 101-degree heat, 90% humidity.
We'll call it 4. Rounding way down.
Way down. I get first pick on this, right?
Yep.
Because you got athletics last time. All right. First pick of the track and field event draft. Got to go the 100-meter dash. It's the most exciting one. Got to just see raw speed. Usain Bolt. Next up mentality. Who's going to 8.4?
Yep.
So 100 meters.
Yeah, that's
my
definitely
number
the
one.
most exciting one. This is totally off the rip. Didn't think about this before, but the next most exciting one is still the 100-meter dash, but you got 4 people doing it. 100-meter relay. So Got to go with that one. And the sprints are just so heavy, dude. I almost want to take the 200 right now. I think I will. I'll do the 4x1 and the 200 because the sprints are just so electric to watch. That's what everybody really, really gets into. Even if you don't like track, you're watching the sprinting events. So
I was actually torn between the 4x100 and the 100 meter straight up. I think I ended up taking the edge to the 100 meter, but the 4x100 and sometimes is more exciting to watch for me.
I think it's more exciting. I think the winner of the straight up 100 meter is remembered more, obviously.
Yeah.
But like in terms of exciting to watch, I think the 4x1 is maybe a little more exciting.
I like that. Okay. Mix it up instead of just sticking with speed the whole time. I'm going to go pole vault for my second one. It's just wild. Those dudes or ladies, either one are just going into orbit.
Yeah.
And that's crazy to see. So I've got 100 meter sprint 1, then pole vault 2. This is off the rip, so we'll see how this goes. Interesting.
I was going to take pole vault next, by the way.
Oh, you were?
Yeah. I like pole vault.
Interesting. There's a few different directions that I'm debating taking this next one. So
You could get weird with it.
I think I'm gonna go decathlon.
Dude.
Was that what you were gonna do?
Yeah, that's my favorite. Frick.
1, 6 stores in Spain and Portugal called decathlon. 2, that's just like a fun event, and it just feels like the epitome of an Olympic event, right? You know?
Yep.
You watch stuff that you wouldn't normally watch. It's just a classic Olympic event, and it gets me fired up.
I didn't even see that one on your radar, or I would have picked that one second, probably. That's my number one favorite because that's what I don't
It's
know.
everything.
It's everything. Like the Olympic decathlete winner is the fittest man on earth, like the most
for sure.
athletic man in the world. Which
Yeah,
is
because you're getting throwing, both javelin and discus. So I feel like that's a little bit of a range. Pole vault, and then you got like 100 meter to 1500. Is that the longest one they do?
1500's longest, yeah. And you got jumps. You got the
Yeah, and then something else I'm not going to say, but go ahead.
what?
I'm just not. I don't want you to put anything on your radar that you might already have. So you go ahead.
You were gonna hurdles?
I'm not saying
Is that what you're talking about?
I'm not saying
Now, I might go straight up in order here. The 400. I'm going straight from the 200 to the 400. I love the 400 meter dash. The short events are just so much easier to watch.
Yeah.
You know, just keeps your attention span. 400 meter dash is always electric. I probably got to go something not running now. I'll go with javelin. I really like watching the javelin. They just launch that thing into orbit. It's pretty sweet.
They do launch. It's insane how far they throw it. Looking at the records from a past couple episodes ago.
Yeah, it's like 100 yards. Over 100 yards.
Over 100 yards. I'm going 110 meter hurdle or 100 meter hurdle. I think that's what I was going to say earlier. I just didn't know if it was already on your brain and didn't want to put it on it.
Yeah, I thought about it.
I think the hurdles are so fun to watch.
Yeah.
I know it's like, I feel like they're cooler when you're a little kid trying to do it and you don't know how to actually do it in stride and you're like running, then you jump over one, then you're running and jump.
Yeah.
But when you watch how high because they're still not low, but they're doing it in stride more or less. It's just nuts.
It is crazy. The men's ones in particular are actually really high. Like they make it look easy, but it's not easy.
Right. That's what I'm meaning. That like it's an effort to just jump over it.
Yeah.
And they're doing it in a running stride.
Oh yeah. Pretty wild.
So it's impressive. And that was I have one more, right? Yeah.
Yep. You get one more.
You want to take it and then I'll come back? I've got a few options. Hey, you do that. You take your last one, then I'll hit it.
How nice of you.
Yeah, no, I'm a generous man.
So I got a couple sprints, a couple mid-length races. I would go distance, but I like watching the distance races, but most people don't. Like it's just kind of an investment. And when they got to do 20 laps around the track, you're just sitting there watching. Like it's not that fun for most people. I'm going to go with a jumping event. I think I'm going to do long jump just because it's ridiculous how far those dudes jump.
Mm-hmm.
Really fun to watch. And women, ridiculous to see how far those people jump.
The 3 that I had were long jump. Then I was debating marathon. I don't watch the whole thing, but it's just at the end when someone's coming up and you're like, just the sheer turning the TV on and then seeing their pace, and it's going to be something ridiculous, and you're just like, and you feel really out of shape.
That one might be the most unbelievable. Like, a lot of them are pretty crazy, but they don't seem as unattainable as the freaking marathon one, dude. Like, the pace they keep up for 26 miles. It's insane.
When you just like turn the TV on and you see the pace that's on there, and then you're like, I can't hit 1 mile at that pace.
Oh, this is probably the 800 meter, right? No, it's the marathon. They're keeping that pace the whole time.
And you're like, they're at mile 24 at that pace right now. So that's ridiculous. So that was up there for me, but I think I'm going to do the 4x400 relay because I really love relays, and you got the 4x100. So
that one's really fun to watch
too. The last one. Yeah, I like the 100 more, but still, love a good relay.
I can't believe we left steeplechase on the table. We could have got real weird with it. I love watching steeplechase because it's just weird. It makes no sense. Like, why is there water there? Why is there water on the track? Somebody, if you know, please let us know. I just don't understand.
That has to have an origin that's traced back to like one of the original games. Surely, right?
I would think that it has something to do with, like, maybe it rained before one of the races and there were puddles and they put hurdles and you had to, like, you're supposed to jump all the way over the water. I don't know, dude. It's got to have a good origin. We might have to look it up after this.
It's got to be. But yeah, those are solid lists. So I have 100 meter, decathlon, pole vault. Already forgot what my 4th one is. Pole vault, 4x400
hurdles,
and 110 hurdles. I like that list.
It's a good list. I had 4x1, 400. 4x1, 200, 400, long jump, and javelin, which I also like that list. But I would pick yours just because I like decathlon so much. And you got the 100 meter, and that's the main event everybody wants to see.
True. I mean, it's just the most exciting one for sure.
Yeah. Like, who's the fastest man in the world? It's decided right there, which is sweet.
There. I also didn't know that decathlon was that high up in your list. And I was like pretty set on doing that one when I saw it and was thinking about it. And knowing that it was one of your favorites made it even better for me. So much sweeter.
Yeah. Well, that's what I used to want to do, like when I was in high school.
Yeah, because you wanted to be the most fit man in the world. Most athletic man in the world. Yeah, fair.
I didn't even think that'd be on your radar. I didn't know you had a list you were looking at. I thought you were going off the cuff, and I was like, there's no way he comes up with decathlon.
I was just looking at all the events up there.
Yeah.
And I was like, decathlon for sure. But
good pick.
Anyway, so Undrafted Amateurs. This is the last episode for now. Like I said, we could always add one later. But we're not going anywhere. So YouTube's one of the main things that we're doing right now. So if you're not already subscribed on YouTube, what should they do, Alan?
First, you know what? What should they do, Joe?
Type in youtube.com.
Yep.
Then open that search bar. Then type in Undrafted Amateurs.
That's a step I was forgetting.
Yep. Little blue picture pops up. What are they doing that? View channel. And the channel pops up.
See, I didn't know what the picture looked like. I didn't know what the button looked like. So you're teaching me something here.
Yeah, because you type in Undrafted Amateurs, you probably see like one of the videos, and then you probably see the little circle that says view profile or view channel, and you click on that and it pops up. And you're like, whoa, they have a bunch of random stuff, and then you check some of it out, and then you're like, that's really stupid, and you're like, that's kind of entertaining. But that one thing that's kind of entertaining is going to make me want to hit that subscribe button.
Ooh.
So that I can stay up to date on what new things are coming out. Because like I said, we're not going anywhere. We're just pausing the pod for a little bit.
Just the pod. Stuff's still going to be coming out. So watch it. If you like it, I'm not going to tell you to like it if you don't like it, but if you like it, please actually click the button and like it. And then follow along.
Maybe you're like, oh, I just heard I have a friend going to Mallorca. I actually liked this video. If you actually liked this video, I'm going to send this over to them because then maybe they can use that to have an even sicker trip. Or be like, oh, my friends Undrafted Amateurs went there. Let me just pass that along.
Yeah.
And then we just get in contact and be like, this is sick things we did. I would wish we had time to do X, Y, Z. So.
And if you haven't checked out our YouTube channel yet, check it out and watch the Mayoka video first. That's what I would recommend. That's probably the best one we got.
And hopefully a lot more of that kind of stuff's coming out. And then on Instagram, TikTok, we're going to be posting. Our thoughts are we're going to still try to record drafts and post. We have also a big backlog that we haven't posted. I haven't posted. So working on that. So we've got stuff coming. Just if you're listening at this point in the episode, that means you hopefully like us. And so if so, wanted to leave some encouragements of where we're going.
And if you have any ideas where we should go, please let us know. Because we want to do some fun stuff. Put out some fun stuff.
And Alan's getting married in 6 months.
So we got 6 months to do everything we can. And then from there, who knows what I'm allowed to do. I don't know how that works. How's it work, Joe?
Well, we'll find out when everyone texts us, agree, all lowercase.
Ooh.
Hey.